Hello and welcome to this tutorial, and this tutorial is going to be a practice example so as to revise the concepts which we have covered in the previous section. So for the sake of this practice example, we are going to write in a Java code which actually displays numbers from 1 to 50 by using a while loop. So basically in this section we have already studied what a while loop is and how a while loop works. So we are going to use the same while loop so as to display numbers from 1 to 50. So now let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. So basically here what we want to do is that as we want to display numbers from 1 to 50, we create a variable which is called as counter. So we type integer counter. And as we actually want to display numbers from 1, we initialize the value of this counter to 1. Okay, so now once we have this counter value set to be 1, now what we want to do is that we want to increase the counter value by 1 every time the loop actually executes. So even before doing that, to go from 1 to 50, we actually need to create a while loop. So we type in while, and we type in while counter is less than 51. So the reason for specifying this condition that counter is less than 51 is that whenever we reach the number 50, we actually need to stop. So that's the main reason why we have put this condition like counter less than 51. So what this line of code is going to do is that it is going to loop through the code which is written inside it 50 times. So basically as soon as we reach a value of 50, it is going to basically exit out of the loop and it is no longer going to execute the code which is written inside this. So now once we have the while loop, let's go ahead and simply print out the value of the counter. So we type system.out.println and simply pass in the counter value here. So now once this thing is done, we are good to go. Now the next thing which we need to do is that we need to increment the counter value by 1 every time this loop executes, so that each time we get a value which is greater than 1. So in order to do that, we use the increment operator. So we type counter plus plus. So now let's go through the code once again. So basically as we wanted to display numbers from 1 to 50, we have used a while loop and we have used a counter variable and we have initialized the counter variable to a value 1 so that it actually starts from 1. Now we actually want to increment the value of 1 each and every time. So basically in order to do that, we have used this increment operator. And so basically in order to do that, we have used the increment operation which basically increments the value of counter by 1 every time this loop executes. Now basically to display the value of the counter variable, we have typed in system.out.println and passed in the counter variable right over here. So now if we basically save the code and if we run this thing, as you could see, we got the output as numbers from 1 till 50. So that's basically how we use a while loop in order to display numbers from 1 to 50. So that was a basic practice example which covered the working of the while loop. It also covered the increment operation, and basically it also covered the variable declaration and initialization. So that's it for this tutorial, and I hope you guys understood how to basically create a program which displays numbers from 1 to 50 by using a while loop. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you.